So as expected from the Microsoft E3 event, we got a look at Age of Empires 4 and some confirmation of the leaks we saw earlier. So let's take a look at the short trailer and then let's break it down bit by bit.
Their daring choices echo across time, turning land into kingdoms and mortals into legends. If history was in your hands, what would you build? How would you fight? Where would you go? What will you be remembered for?
Short and sweet, but if nothing else, we're seeing plenty of the French and the Abbasid factions here. And confirmation of that 28th of October release date. I'll skip past the mix of real world action intro with the overlay and go straight into the game footage. So we start with a very short clip which shows the English port scene from the earlier video and the leaked Steam screenshot. Not much to add to the earlier comments other than we can actively see the ship in the center rowing interestingly, and some additional cavalry moving in from the left. Then we quickly jump to some villagers cutting wood. They appear to be from the Mongols faction. Pulling out, we see a wider shot showing those tent-based structures as we've seen before. Now we snap to a clip of the English town aging up at the church. Again, that was a leaked screenshot earlier. And then a quick look at the same Chinese town. Next we get a somewhat extended look at the Abbasid faction, getting to see a few more of their buildings and of course their walls and towers, which have again a very distinctive and frankly quite appealing design. Stepping back for a minute, let's look at what we're seeing buildings wise. So we've got a barracks at the bottom right, siege workshop to the bottom left, stables in the middle right, then an archery range towards the top center with the houses in between, and I think the top left, that's another siege workshop. Units wise, we're seeing scimitar swordsmen and obviously camel riders with scimitars as well. And then in the next shot we can see a marketplace to the left of the screen and another stables over to the right, and what I assume is one of the mining points. What we aren't seeing here is the armory and the bit of the castle, but they're later in the video and that was from a leaked screenshot from Steam as well. Switching now into a battle scene with the same faction, we're seeing some heavily armoured camel units with scimitars, less armoured camels sporting archers, and behind them a mix of crossbowmen, scimitar swordsmen, and what are actually just standard hand cannoneers and not anything more exciting. As we move on in this battle, we can see the flight of the new reworked arrows, which looks really good. Well done for fixing that. A few snapshots, mostly of the earlier leaks, and finally we get to see those ships in action, and I know there's an interesting mix of cannon fire and arrows here. Another quick snap back to the real world, we get to see the Joan of Arc campaign, and her as a hero unit leading the French against the English. Plenty of lovely arrows here again, very nice wall destruction mechanics. Back to some ship on ship action, and what's really standing out to me here is just how different each of the faction ships actually look, and that's something that was perhaps missing from earlier versions of Age of Empires. Just letting the rest of the footage there roll through, there's nothing too interesting to talk about, but we do get to see that final image which leaked showing the Joan of Arc, possibly Genghis Khan, Russians as the suspected 7th faction in the back there, and unsure about that soldier at the front, but we still have a question mark about the Holy Roman Empire. But that's all for now. Hopefully in the coming weeks or months we will get more details and gameplay, and of course confirmation of those final 2 factions, and of course I'll be taking a look at all that when the news comes out. Until then, what do you guys think of the game and how it's looking? Do you think they've improved the graphics with things like the improved arrows? Let me know down below in the comments. Thanks again for watching. Please, as always, like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you all real soon for another video.